My wife tried to play the victim after she insulted one of my biggest insecurities, so I called her out for it, but now I'm starting to notice a pattern, and she's trying to convince me I'm making everything up in my head. Hello, I've never posted here, I'm sorry, I really don't know exactly how to start to tell this story, especially because I know it makes me look like a total jerk. My wife and I have been together for around 4 years, married after 6 months dating, and it's been mostly a dream since then, except for this one thing. She just likes to laugh and goof around, and a lot of her joking around tends to hit in the opposite effect than intended. I'm normally not going to get upset about that kind of thing. It's not an everyday thing, but maybe weekly? Last night my wife and I both had a hard day at work. I think. We didn't get to talk about it, because the minute we got home there was more work, you know how it is, dogs made a hell of a mess. So we were pretty stressed and out of it, and all I wanted to do was watch the movie she picked out and go to bed, but then she decided it would be funny to drop a couple jokes about my appearance, specifically about one aspect of that appearance I have problems with. That day, I was just so tired, and upset already, and I just looked at her and said ow. And she laughed again, but I didn't drop it, and I insisted on an answer to why she would say that about me. She asked what I meant, and I asked what response she expected when she made fun of me for my appearance, particularly part of it that she knew I felt bad about. I almost did the children's empathy talk where you go and how would you feel if someone did that to you? But I knew that would be condescending and wrong, so I didn't. Anyway, I wouldn't have gotten much out, because this is when the crying started. I didn't get to see it stop for long all night. Just big, heaving sobs, and shaking, telling me that she thinks she is going to have a panic attack all night long, because I scared her by being so serious. I am not an angry person. I've never been violent. I never moved from the seat when I brought up the mocking thing. She had no reason to think that, and I could think of only one reason for her to cry like that, and this is where I'm gonna sound like a prick, and why I'm doing this anonymously. She saw that I was calling her out for making fun of me for no reason and wanted to change the vibe and feeling in the room as quickly as possible, to instead focus on her having an episode. This isn't the first time this has happened, but it's the first time I've noticed a pattern. Step 1, she upsets someone. Step 2, she will have a panic attack if you don't comfort her right now, actually. Step 3, I shove aside any and all feelings I have on the matter, no matter what it is about, apparently including mocking me. But if I didn't, she would have a genuine medical episode and we could wind up in the hospital. If the person offended is not me, they may also be brought in for emotional support, but I will be. Do I really think that's what it is? I want to say no, but a part of me does. It's something I cannot stop thinking about, and I don't know if I want to bury myself alive or go to marriage counseling, because one of us have a problem. After all, if she is doing that, then what? But because she isn't, instead I have the problem, and currently feel like I'm going through some kind of psycho werewolf transformation type thing. Totally normal and cool with my wife right up until the full moon is out, and then I turn into a rabid animal and accuse her of faking her mental health diagnosis, apparently. Update, 8 months later. I didn't think I would update because after we talked about my thoughts on the issue, it was an even bigger panic attack and sobbing and asking if I thought she was evil and all this other stuff that made me feel like a devil incarnate forever, even beginning to doubt her. We went back to the usual and I had to deal with more of it. I didn't mention in the last one, but this issue she had didn't just apply to me, it was for everyone and everything that could upset her, and no matter what therapy or meds she was prescribed, it did nothing at all. It wore me down so bad I was sleeping badly and just about lost my job because I couldn't focus, because what if she had a panic attack at work? What if I wasn't there and she needed me? We had been genuinely talking about her quitting her job, at least until we found something that worked to combat the stress and anxiety she seemed to be feeling all the time. All of which made me feel all the more pathetic after I found out she was cheating on me. The guy worked with her, and reached out to tell me because he didn't know she was married. I knew I couldn't confront her in person because her reaction would likely make me think the guy made it all up, somehow, despite having texts he showed me from and to her number, and photos I'd rather not discuss. I just moved out and took my dog, calmed down, she never even liked him that much, hasn't asked about him once. Anyway, I texted her that I knew and was going to talk to a lawyer and asked that she did the same. A lot of crying voicemails and saying she didn't know what I was talking about, followed by trickle-truthing in text messages while I was on my friend's couch. We're still in the middle of everything, but it's pretty cut and dry, hardly any marital assets worth speaking of, and the lease is in her name. I honestly am surprised by how little heartbreak I actually felt, coupled with a weird sense of relief. Anyway, thank you all so much for the advice, even if I was too stupid or weak of spine to take it at the time. It was helpful for just a little bit to not feel crazy.